This is the Rohingya village of Munipara, one of a string of villages set ablaze this morning by the Myanmar military. But what we could see from just across the river in a Bangladeshi fishing village is a smokescreen for the purging of an unwanted people and their indiscriminate but systematic slaughter. Perpetrated by a country whose leader had been persecuted by past military regimes, now she's their apologist, accused of being an accessory to tyranny and terror. From all the way down there to all the way over there, and at several other points up the river, it seems like the whole horizon is on fire. When Aung San Suu Kyi was finally granted her freedom in 2012 and went to Oslo to belatedly present her Nobel Peace Prize lecture, she talked in grand terms of creating a world free of displacement, of homelessness and hopelessness, where every corner would be a sanctuary of freedom and peace. Unbelievably, just 5 years on, it's her government that is responsible for this humanitarian catastrophe.
On
a tiny spit of land at the end of a bigger spit of land at the mouth of the Naf River, we witnessed thousands of exhausted Rohingya crossing from their blazing homeland. Many had trekked for days over jungled mountains through monsoon mud. They are dehydrated and hungry, and they've all been through hell. Nur Muhammad was the first off his boat. He was from a village called Razapalong. They're beating, butchering and burning, he said. That's what they're doing over there. Diljar's baby Fatima is 8 weeks old. The military and the vigilantes came and started shooting in our village, she said. I decided it was better to run than die. They burned down all our houses. We've been in the jungle for the past 12 days. 11-year-old Umar's village, Gurlakari, was visited by soldiers too.
When they started shooting, people came out of their houses to see what was going on. Then the helicopter arrived and they started shelling the village.
Umar's father was the village imam. They killed him, he told me.
People started running, and as they did, the military started shooting. Even when we were in the mountains, the military were firing at us and killing us.
This is the third wave of ethnic cleansing of Rohingya. 1978, 1991, now this. With 700,000 now in Bangladesh, more than 2/3 of the entire Rohingya population has been forced out of their homeland. Another 140,000 live in concentration camps in Rakhine. Amid breathtaking stoicism, I heard a woman sobbing.
The entire village was burned down, every house. Children who could not get out were burned alive, and only a few people managed to escape. Oh my dear friends, this is what happened. We were 7, but only I got out. Everyone in the house was burned alive. My 3 daughters, my 2 sons, and my husband.
There's not much here for the 310,000 who've made it to Bangladesh in the past 2 weeks alone. Most survive on the charity and generosity of Bangladeshis. For Rohingya refugees, food, water, shelter, sanitation, all in short supply. But it's worse than that. Their deprivation is total. They've lost their rights, their homes, their freedom, even their identity as Rohingya people. Ahabada Begum is 75 years old. Her village, called Nubanar, was torched this morning. The military shot people, raped young women and burned our houses down, she said. The testimony of every single person we spoke to today was consistent. Aung San Suu Kyi doesn't have direct control over the Myanmar military, but she has branded the accounts of mass murder and ethnic cleansing an iceberg of misinformation from terrorists. A petition to strip her of her Nobel Peace Prize has now nearly 500,000